Hello again, and welcome back to the next tutorial in the Imperial Knight series. The next components we'll be crafting are the Greaves, which is armor for the lower legs. This tutorial is part of a series as we build our second Academy exclusive full suit of armor. If you'd like to craft this project yourself, visit the Prince Armory Academy and grab this pattern or the discounted bundle for the complete theme. The medium I am demonstrating in this series is leather, but you are welcome to adapt the designs to other mediums if you wish. One of the bonus features of the Imperial Knight series is that it is designed to be laser friendly, so in my case I will be using my Glowforge to cut out all of the parts. To get the crafting process started, I'll first prepare some panels for the laser to cut. I'm using 11-ounce leather for this batch to gradually test the limits of the Glowforge. I'm still experimenting and learning about this device myself, and I plan to provide a recap and summary of my findings from making this series with the laser cutter, with additional tips and tricks when I finish the Imperial Knight series. If you are cutting by hand, you would print the PDF out to your desired scale and trace the patterns onto your hide at this stage. And you can always check out the early fantasy armor tutorials to see more tips for tracing and hand cutting. But if you're ever in the market for this machine, you can save up to $500 with my affiliate code linked in the description. Since I've described many of the crafting processes of tooling, dyeing, and finishing many times, I think I'll skip the narration for the next steps and return when we get to the assembly. But just keep in mind the other tutorials in this series and others, and future content in the Academy will keep expanding on options you can use when crafting your suit to make it truly unique. My advice is do not look at one single tutorial when deciding on the decorative theme of your full suit. Hello again. Did you miss me? There are quite a few pieces that go into this project, but it comes together pretty easily. I do want to recommend that you assemble everything while all of the parts are still damp after applying the dye and finish, or to wet mold the pieces before even applying the dye and finish to get them closer to their final shape. You can assemble this project while the pieces are dry and flat, but it may be more of a struggle. Before you start setting rivets, group and mirror the parts. Take note of the slight differences in the side panels. One side of each greave is permanently attached with rivets and one side is attached with buckles. The black rivets being used here are from Weaver leather, and I'm using a size medium when going through 2 layers and a size large when going through 3. I'm working with thicker leather, so I'm squishing the thickness down a little with a smooth-faced hammer. I'm going to start the assembly with the back of the greaves by attaching all of the center panels to one side. The direction of overlap is up to you, but I'll be choosing a downward overlap and reversing the bottom section so it has a squared edge. I'm attaching the center panels to one side of the back side pieces and then we'll switch. As you assemble the piece, if it starts to look warped and terrible, just throw it away and start over. Just kidding, it means you're doing it right. The shape is built into the design, so it will look wonky when you assemble it flat, but it will look right whenever it's bent into its final form. When I finish setting all of the rivets, I'll blend the shape a little bit by using my hammer over a dome. This step is optional, but it's how you start to finesse the piece. I also suggest you form the greave a bit more at this stage as well. This is optional, but a little effort will make the end result look more finished. It is probably easier to start at the top with the biggest piece and work your way down to the bottom with the arch at the ankle. You may want to form this piece as shown before assembling it. These patterns are scalable and can fit any size, so before beginning I recommend that you make a rough paper mock-up of the design to ensure fit. Also note that you can adjust the rivet placements on the side plates and the buckle placements to dial in the fit better too. Just be sure to tune the fit while wearing the mock-up over the garments and footwear you will be wearing, as well as allowing for the thickness of leather you want to use, and not just fitting the paper pattern skin tight. The final step of assembly is to join the front and the back. The order doesn't matter, you can start from the top or from the bottom. Just keep in mind there is a slight shape built into this design so the holes will not line up perfectly flat. You may want to set the rivets from the inside or use a metal dome like this to set the rivets. When you are making a paper mock-up initially, if you have your greaves scaled optimally for height and need to make them thinner or thicker, you would contract or expand the seam here and the buckle placement on the other side. Here are a couple other quick tips. Regarding which side is which, the buckles are meant to sit on the inside of the legs. The holes at the top of the greaves will allow you to attach the knee parts to it, which we'll cover in the next tutorial. If you wear the greave and there's a big gap, or if there's too much overlap, the fit is wrong. If the greaves fit well, you may wish to trim some of the excess material on the inner seam to reduce the bulk. When fitting the mock-up, plan for your footwear accordingly. Boots with tall tops can really change the dimensions of how you will need to fit the greaves. Thanks to Weaver Leather for supplying some of the materials and tools used in this tutorial. They have a convenient online store packed with top quality tools and leather and more at great prices. Check the affiliate link in the description to shop for the supplies needed to craft this project and more while supporting future content at the same time. And as always, a big thanks to our patrons. There are so many longtime patrons who have helped me make this content better. If you would like to become more involved and support future content as well, head over to Patreon and see if the current perks are a good fit for you. And now you can join us here on YouTube too. Hit the join button now to learn more. And thanks to you for watching this video. There are many more to come with the rest of the leg armor coming up next. So I'll see you again very soon. Until next time, keep crafting.